Good afternoon, students. Assalamu alaikum. I hope all of you are doing fine. I am also very fine. So join the class as soon as possible, mentioning your name, roll number, section and seat. As you know, we have already completed our syllabus of second midterm assignment, and today I am going to discuss about the annual exam syllabus chapters, which is ongoing. We already started that chapter 11. Changing in surrounding and various incident. In the last class I discussed this chapter up to carbon, up to water cycle, I think, up to water cycle. Then I will continue carbon cycle. Page number 128. Page number 128. Carbon cycle. Carbon cycle. In carbon cycle, we mainly see how carbon dioxide moves from one state or medium to another in a cyclic process. The diagram of carbon cycle is given below. Do you understand what type of process or change is related to it? One of the related changes is photosynthesis. You know, photosynthesis is the process of making foods in presence of sunlight by the plants. We have already come to know that in this process plants prepare their food, glucose, by reaction of carbon dioxide and water with the help of sunlight, and produce oxygen for us. Do you remember what type of change it is? Carbon dioxide enters into the plant body from atmosphere through this process. Carbon dioxide enters into plant body from atmosphere through this process. An important step of carbon cycle is to transfer into fossil fuel from plants. The body parts of dead plants break down through bacteria and is stored as fossil fuel in the bowels of earth at a certain stage. Natural gas, coal, kerosene or petrol are prepared through this process, but when dead plants break down through bacteria, a part of it enters into atmosphere by converting directly into carbon dioxide. We use fossil fuels in various work, such as in cooking, cars, industries and so on. Fossil fuel enters into the atmosphere by transforming into carbon dioxide and water through this type of change. Plants then absorb carbon dioxide through photosynthesis from atmosphere. Is there any other process where carbon dioxide enters into atmosphere except combustion? Yes, other faunas like human being also leave carbon dioxide gas during breathing, and that enters into atmosphere. Is there any other process where carbon dioxide are being absorbed from atmosphere except plants? Well, do plants only prepare their food by absorbing carbon dioxide? Don't they release carbon dioxide? Yes, plants release carbon dioxide through breathing like human and other faunas. Now tell what type of change it is where fossil fuels are produced from the bodies of plants and animals. This is definitely a chemical change because the produced fossil fuel is completely different from starch, protein, etc. You see page number 129. So what is carbon cycle? You see in the figure, carbon cycle figure or diagram, photosynthesis, sunlight, smoke from industries, respiration and carbon dioxide. You see sunlight, photosynthesis, smoke from industries, respiration, carbon dioxide. Okay, this is the carbon cycle. And next is oxygen cycle. What is oxygen cycle? The diagram of oxygen cycle is given here. What type of process is related to this process? Observe carefully. Plants release oxygen through photosynthesis and preserve foods, glucose or starch for themselves. On the other side, other faunas including human beings receive oxygen that plant already released and produce energy by the combustion of foods with oxygen and release carbon dioxide, which plants use to prepare their food. Thus, it has been observed that photosynthesis, carbon cycle, water cycle and oxygen cycle are closely related to our lives, directly or indirectly. Here in oxygen cycle, you see a cow is grazing and releasing carbon dioxide, then the carbon dioxide is used by this plant, this tree, and after taking this or receiving this carbon dioxide, then the plant or the tree giving out oxygen to animals and human beings. That's we are exchanging with the plants. Lesson 7. Observation of combustion of magnesium and air. Necessary equipment, magnesium ribbon, forceps, ring, lighter, spirit lamp or Bunsen burner. Method: hold the side of a small piece of magnesium ribbon with forceps. Wear safety glass. Hold the other side of the ribbon over the flame of Bunsen burner. It can be done with lighter as well. Observe carefully what is happening while holding the magnesium ribbon over the flame of fire. What has been seen? The ribbon is burning with blazing flame. As magnesium burns in the oxygens of air, we can see the blazing flame. In this way, while all the magnesium get burned, the flame extinguishes itself. Can you see something like S? Actually, this is the magnesium oxide that has been produced by burning magnesium and oxygen, right? This is the activity or work. And after that, work, observation of the reaction of a carbonate compound and acid. Necessary equipment: chalk, a spoon, light, hydrochloric acid, glass dropper. Method: smash the chalk. Take the powder of the chalk in a spoon. Now add some light hydrochloric acid in the spoon with the help of glass dropper. Can you see any change? Are the bubbles coming out? Yes, the bubbles are coming out from the gas and are looking like foam. Reaction of carbonate compound and acid. What is the reason? The reason behind this is chalk, which is mainly calcium carbonate, CaCO3. A reaction between calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid occurs after adding light hydrochloric acid and calcium chloride and carbon dioxide are produced. We see the bubbles and foam because of the carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide vanishes, we can see the clear solution of calcium chloride and water. What type of changes is it? Physical or chemical change? This is chemical change because The produced substance, calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water, is completely different from calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid, and their properties are different as well. You can use the egg shell instead of chalk as it is full of calcium carbonate. So this is the reason why, what's physical or chemical change. We came to know you can use egg shell instead of chalk as it is full of calcium carbonate. Next, lesson 9 and 10, work, observation of the reaction of metals and acid. Necessary equipment: magnesium, ribbon, light hydrochloric acid, spirit lamp, test tube. Method: take light hydrochloric acid, half of the test tube, take some small pieces of magnesium ribbon into the acid. Is there any bubbles of gas? If no, hit the surface of the test tube with the help of a spirit lamp. Is there any bubbles of gas now? These are the bubbles of hydrogen gas produced from the reaction between magnesium and hydrochloric acid. You can test whether it is hydrogen gas or not. Observe what is happening by holding a blazing matchstick at the top of the test tube. Is it blazing with pop sound? Yes, exactly. If it was another gas except hydrogen, it would not make such sound. The reaction of light hydrochloric acid with metal, what type of change is it? Definitely chemical change, because completely different substance has been produced here. You can also do this experiment with zinc, aluminium, copper or other metals like magnesium ribbon. The process of formation of rocks. Next is the process of formation of rocks. Previously you have learned that rocks are of three types: igneous rock, alluvial rock and metamorphic rocks. The process of structuring rocks depend on its type. First, come to igneous rock. Igneous rock. Do you know how igneous rock originated? Thousands of years ago, the temperature of the earth was very high, and today's habitable earth has been created by decreasing the temperature gradually. The hot and melting rocks, known as magma, trapped inside the bowels of the earth while the earth was getting cold. This magma was transformed into cool hard rock, and it is called igneous rock. That means igneous rock is made of cooling hot mixture medley, rather creating a new substance. Thus, the process of formation of igneous rock is definitely a physical change. It is exactly the same process of producing water or cloud from vapor through condensation. Now let's see how alluvial rock originated. The igneous rock decays by the influence of air, water, snow and glacier, ocean current, storm, cyclone, etc., which is the consequence of climate change. The rocks turn into small pieces. Water or air takes these pieces to the ocean through rivers and it is stored at the lower level of the ocean as alluvium. Dead remains of plants and animals trapped inside the layers of alluvium emerged at the time. The stored alluvium gradually transformed into hard rock through various chemical reaction with the pressure and temperature of water, which is alluvial rock. As various chemical reactions are related to the origins of alluvial rock, chemical change occurs in the process of formation of the rocks. Now let's see the developing process of metamorphic rocks. It occurs from igneous or alluvial rocks. The new rocks produced from igneous or alluvial rock through temperature, pressure and chemical change is called metamorphic rocks. For example, sandstone is a alluvial rock. As it transforms into quartz, it is called metamorphic rock. Similarly, as marble comes from limestone and graphite from coal, marbles and graphite are metamorphic rocks. As the property of metamorphic rock is completely different from the main rock and chemical reactions are related to it, the structure of metamorphic rocks is considered as chemical change. What we have learned from this chapter: the physical change leads to the change of a state or shape of the matter without creating new substance or changing the properties of the matter. In chemical change, one or more substances change completely into new substance which has different properties of its own. To give a layer of zinc in an ionic stuff is called galvanizing. Electroplating is a process. Electroplating is the process of making layer of metal in the surface of the metal through electrolysis. A substance reacting with oxygen of the air produces heat energy in combustion. Some important change related to water is vaporization, condensation, rain, transpiration, infiltration. Rocks are of three types: igneous rock, alluvial rock, and metamorphic rocks. Physical change is related to igneous rocks, and chemical change is related to alluvial and metamorphic rocks. So these are the points which we have learned from these chapters. That is galvanizing, electroplating, and also infiltration, transpiration, rain, condensation, vaporization, alluvial rocks, and different types of rocks we have learned from these chapters. So let's see in the exercise. Boiling is a physical change, mixing sugar in tea is a physical change, burning pepper is a chemical change, infiltration is related to water cycle, limestone is a sedimentary stone. So short question here: what is physical and chemical change? Give example. What is combustion? Explain with example. What type of change occurs while a straw or gas is burnt in furnace? Physical or chemical change? Give reason for your answer. Discuss the importance of water cycle. What are the characteristics of igneous rock, alluvial rock, and metamorphic rock? And there are creative question, two creative question here. Carbon dioxide plus water react chlorophyll, that is A plus B. What are the products here? What is rust? What do we understand by electroplating? Explain what type of change occurs in the reaction as mentioned in the above stem. Between A and B of the stem, which one appears in cyclic order in the environment? Analyze. And second one is question is clouds, and also given here, and clouds in the diagram you see the sun. This is the sun A. You have to identify or find out the name of this figure. Unknown, not given. The name is not given, so you have to find out the name. What is the above picture about? How is alluvial rock created? Explain the process mentioned in the above picture. Analyze the role of in the process shown in the figure. So this chapter, I am not giving the homework. Just you try your best to understand these terms. The whole chapter only for understanding, because the assignments are being distributed from today, so it is not necessary at this moment. So you have to give importance on the chapter of second midterm assignment. Am I right? You have to give importance or give priority on the syllabus of second midterm assignment. Very, very carefully, very, very attentively. So thank you for joining the class, watching my video and listening to my lectures. In the next class, I will continue the new chapters again, and I will give extra creative question from this chapter, short question after assignments is being completed. After assignment is over, exam is over, midterm exam is over. So this is all for today. Thank you. Take care. Best of luck. Goodbye.